is Erik Xu, is COO of the Usechain, and I'm so happy to meet you guys and introduce our exciting project called Usechain, and the first mirror identity blockchain ecosystem. And first of all, I want to introduce our excellent team. First is our CEO, Professor Erik Xu. He's a genius. He went to university when he 13 years old. And he got their 2 PhDs from Yale and UCLA. And he also a global financial expert and financial professor at Hong Kong Graduate School of Business, and founded the first financial MBA in China. And Professor Sun Baohong is our CSO. She's a marketing professor at Hong Kong as well, and associate dean responsible for all business in North America. And she's a former chair professor at Taipei Business School, Carnegie Mellon University, and the board member of the World Economic Forum on Future Behavior. And Dr. Zhang Feng is our market maker principal. He's a solid talent expert with more than 30 years experience in Wall Street. And he was the managing director of the Morgan Stanley, and also the general manager of Stock Investment Department of Borsa Fund. And for me, I'm a serious entrepreneur. I co-founded Avanti, which is an internet education company with more than 80 million users in China, invested by Tencent. And I got my MBA degrees from Hong Kong Graduate School of Business as well. And there are other core team members. They also have rich experience in listed company and also the famous internet companies such as Tencent. And we already have 50 full-time employees based in Beijing, Shenzhen, and New York. And almost all graduate from top school globally, such as Stanford, Harvard, UCLA, Yale, Tsinghua, and Hong Kong as well. And 30% got their master's degree and 15% got their PhD. So it means almost a half of our team members have the master or PhD degrees. And accepting our exciting core team, we have a superstar advisor teams. Dr. Lucas Wu, he's a senior expert of blockchain and the founder and CEO of the Cybermail CMT. And also was the co-founder and the CTO of Lightbox. And Professor Wei Shangjin, he's a professor of Columbia University and was the chief economist of Asian Development Bank. And Jeffrey Cao is the founder and CEO of PChain, and he's chief scientist of the internet finance in IBM, and he got more than 30 international patents. And Steve Zhu is the founder and CEO of DCC, and he's also the serious entrepreneur in internet and fintech industry. And he graduated from Oxford and Yale. And there are other more advisors supporting the Usechain in one way or another. So there will be questions in your mind. So why so many talented people get together for this project? And I think the answer is very clear and very simple. Because we believe blockchain industry. We believe blockchain technology, and also we believe we can change the world by our blockchain technologies. So the killer is Usechain, which is an identity-based, high-performance public chain. And the cornerstone of Usechain is Mirror Identity Protocol called MIP. We use zero-knowledge verification to protect the information, to protect the personal information, and also at the same time support the real name applications. And users can verify their identity-based CA nodes, and after that, the verification result will bind to their blockchain address. So there's no personal information running on chain, so that there's no privacy problems on Usechain. And based on the Mirror Identity Protocol, we realized that the address on the blockchain is corresponding to one single person in the real world. So, in contrast to other blockchain projects focusing on anonymous environment, focusing on the anonymous applications, Usechain meet the requirement of the real name scenarios. I think that are the most part of our daily lives. And in order to enhance the performance of the blockchain, to make it truly usable, we introduced a brand new consensus algorithm called Randomized Proof of Work, RPOW. Using the verifiable randomized function and the address behavior analysis algorithm, we realized that making each miners have a different mining difficulty at the same time, so that we can decrease the significance of computing power and also enhance the performance of the blockchain as well. So based on randomized proof of work, Usechain is completely decentralized network with high security and also have a great performance to support mass market as well. So in the existing blockchain infrastructure with anonymous environment, there is impossible to balance decentralization, security, and the scalability. So that's we called the impossible trinity. But when we introduce Mirror Identity Protocol, when we introduce identity, the problem is solved. So Usechain breaks through the impossible trinity and perfectly balance decentralization, security, and scalability. And unlike the other blockchain projects with only a fancy story, we ran Usechain for 1 year, more than 1 year actually. And there has some achievement we got, and one of them is our testnet. Our testnet was officially landed with first version of randomized proof of work mirror identity protocol, and also the enhanced smart contracts. And Usechain is an international project, so we attracting more than 170,000 fans from more than 100 countries in our global community. And our global community is very active, and we attract global blockchain key opinion leaders who makes videos or blogs to promote Usechain spontaneously. And the symbol of Usechain is called USE, which has landed on the two global top exchangers, KuCoin and BTC. So you already can trade the USE on these two exchanges, and will trade the USE on top Korean exchange soon. And USE 将会扬帆起航。And we also got many famous investors and partnerships globally to support the Usechain. For example, Grand Shores, the JR Crypto, the Calling Star Capital, the DFG, Geek Capital, New Venture, and so on. And the next step, because we spent more than 1 year to make Usechain from 0 to 1, but we believe it is just the beginning. So the next step of the Usechain is to build our global ecosystem, and we set a strategy called 3-Goal Strategy to inspire the Usechain global ecosystem in the next 6 months. And the first one is Go Korea. So that's why I'm here. We will leverage our business resources to cooperate with local university, companies, and the government in Korea. And also will build up the local community, both online and offline. And the second one is Go Geek. So which that means? It means we will invest more on technology innovation, and based on our testnet, we will build our global developer community, GDC, and we will launch our mainnet at the first quarter of the next year. And last but not least is Go Echo. We already established Usechain Labs to provide professional consulting and one-stop incubation services for traditional companies globally, so as to empower them by blockchain technology. And also, we will build an eco fund with well-known global investors and entrepreneurs from Changpeng Graduate School of Business to help high-quality projects in Usechain ecosystem grows rapidly. And if you are seeking a truly valuable project and willing to get benefits from the project in the long run, I think Usechain is one of your best choice. And for now, you can follow our official Twitter account and scan this QR code to fill in the form to subscribe. You will be the early bird to get millions of USE airdrops. And this is my gift to you, and don't miss it. And this is Erik from Usechain. Thank you very much.